Guys, T-Bills here, bringing you Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Now this game originally came out for the PlayStation 1, but I'm going to be playing the PlayStation 5 version, so if you are familiar with it and played it back then, you're going to notice some differences. I've been getting the urge to want to play this game again lately because that is one of my favorite games of all time. So I figured what better way than to just create a walkthrough series for you guys. Now in this series I'm going to do a full completion of the game. I'll do all the map percentage. I'll get you guys all the rare drops, show you all the hidden items, all the hidden rooms, etc. But before we get into it, I want to talk about the opening scene before the game actually starts. So there is a way to start the game with higher stats. But in order to do that, you have to have a beat and clear save file, which I'm going to assume that, no one does, so I'm just going to treat it as a regular, startup. But if you do have a beat and clear save file, whenever you go to fight Dracula, if you do it in under a minute with no sub-weapon and take no damage, you will start with the max stats. But today we're just going to go for taking no damage, and I'll show you guys how to do that. Now, enough rambling, let's jump into it. Start anew. Let's go with the traditional Alucard. I'm not going to skip this opening cutscene. Just to show everybody everything. Whenever I first downloaded this game for the PlayStation 5, it definitely threw me completely off because, the voice acting in the first one, it's iconic, but the PlayStation 5 voice acting, it just isn't the same. Now, granted, the playing of the game is the same, but I really wish the original voices would be in. Alright, so let's go up here, smack this, hit that little button with your whip, jump up, jump across, hit that candle, jump down and hit that candle again, get your 5 more hearts. Listen to more dialogue.
Dracula, die now and leave this world. You'll never belong here.
Oh. But this world invited me. Your own kind called me forth with praise and tribute.
Tribute? You're a thief. You steal men's souls, their freedom.
Freedom is always sacrificed to faith, good hunter. Or are you truly here by choice?
All I'm here for is you. To hell with your heresy! You're nothing but a blight on mankind.
Ha! Mankind! A cesspit of hatred and lies. Fight for them, and die for their sins.
Now you want to break these 2 candlesticks, and up and triangle on your D-pad, cast Hydro Storm, and smack him with your whip a couple times, get him to transform. When he's fully transformed, do it again. And then do it again. There you go, guys. No damage taken. That Hydro Storm, it just melts him away.
Count Dracula had risen with the aid of the Dark Priest Shaft to menace humanity once again. The legendary vampire hunter, Richter Belmont, stood against him and at last brought him down. However, 4 years later, On a glaring full moon night, Richter mysteriously vanished. Maria Renard set out to find him, but knew not where to begin. It was then that fate intervened. Castlevania, the Castle of Dracula, rumored to appear once every century, suddenly materialized from the mist, as if to show her the way. Meanwhile, powerful forces struggled for the soul of a man named Alucard. He who had once fought alongside Trevor Belmont against his own immortal father, Count Dracula himself. To purge the world of his own cursed bloodline, Alucard had submerged his vampiric powers and fallen into what was meant to be eternal slumber. But now, he awakens to the cackles of evil and cries of the innocent. The eternal battle of good and evil has come full circle once more. Dracula's castle beckons for you, and no man can say who will emerge victorious.
So if you are familiar with this game, you may have noticed all the differences already. Oh well. Whenever we fully get in here, I'll show you guys what I was talking about as far as stats and whatnot. So if you press your start button, you see that my HP is 75. Now, originally you would only start with 70, but as I said, you know, if you do it without taking damage, that's an extra 5. If you do it without using a sub-weapon, that's another 5. Or it might be in under a minute is another 5. But your MP would be higher, your heart would be higher, your strength and con would be higher. I think your intelligence and luck even gets a +1 or 2 boost if you do all of that. But like I said, you have to have a beat and clear save file to be able to skip the dialogue. And you have to be good with Richter's controls, because you've got to blade dash Dracula to death in under a minute. And it is not fun using a controller. But enough rambling, let's continue on. Now the beginning here, Alucard, he is just completely decked out, so all these beginning enemies, they are just nothing. The zombies, they just continuously spawn, and yeah, see, they can be a nuisance because they try to jump over stuff, and you'll be walking along and they'll just pop out of the floor and hit you. Well, there's one of your first breakable things, and later on in the game there's a purpose for that. We will cross that bridge when we come to it. Now down here, these are similar. You know, they don't ever stop spawning. Oh boy! You don't ever want to fall in that water, at least not yet. There's an item you get later on in the game that makes Alucard immune to water damage. But you see that side broke open too. There's another hidden turkey for you at the bottom of them steps.
Alucard, what is your business here?
I've come to put an end to this.
Ever the insolent boy. But there will be no games here. If you will not behave, be gone.
I will do neither. Step aside, old man.
Such arrogance. Very well. But I shall see you very soon.
What the heck? He just took all of our items. Well, now we are stuck with just our fists. Well, I guess now we gotta trade haymakers with the enemies. Okay, so this little ledge here, if you jump at just the right angle, you can jump down into a room, land on a ledge, and walk straight ahead. And get your first heart max up. That just increases the amount of hearts you pick up from later items. Go back up and head back in. And punch this guy to death. Oh, okay, we got our first sword. Go ahead and put it on. And he drops another sword. Now that thing is terrible. I will show you what it does. It's a two-handed sword. And it's just not... Yeah, you just can't do anything with it. It is so slow. It's weaker. And there's just no reason to ever use it. So put our short sword back on. And while we're in here, we'll talk about the food items. So if you're ever coming down to a situation where your HP is super low and you could potentially take a fatal hit, you equip one of your food items, throw it on the ground, walk over top of it, and it heals you. And another way to heal is if you're near a save point, it'll automatically heal you every time you save. Now we're not going to stop just yet. We'll continue on. I'll get to the first area here, the Alchemy Labratory, and then I'll stop. But alright, here's our first relic, and this item lets you get stuff out of the candles now. You may have noticed I was smacking every candle on the way into the castle. Well, that's just out of habit. You know, you can collect money and hearts and sub-weapons out of those candles. Now that guy up there, he gets kind of annoying. Ah, okay, we got our first piece of armor, the hide cuirass. Put it on, and it's nothing crazy, but any boost to the defense is better than nothing. Yeah, see that? That's just annoying. Flying bones. Now these guys here, you can knock them down, but they never completely die. See, they just get right back up, like nothing happened. Over here is another save point. Not gonna use it, but wow. My sword just did not want to work there, apparently. Jump over that. Hit. Whoops. And there's our first shield. Always want to put that on. Shields will help tremendously. They block projectiles, such as axe knights throwing their axes. That just takes you right back down to that other save point. That little thing we cannot use just yet. But don't worry, we will see what it's for later on. Okay, this little room here, there are two breakable spots. One here in the floor. Aim down and break it open. Jump down. I will collect that heart. And if you break that, you get a health max up. More health is always a good thing. Then you climb back up, and then this wall here, there's another breakable. You go on through. and you get another heart max up. And now we have a use for the hearts. We got our first sub-weapon, the dagger. Now, it's not bad. It is not my preferred sub-weapon. I actually like the holy water myself. But the dagger is quick, and it only uses one heart, so it's not bad. Now, for this little spot here, I'm going to go ahead and beat this guy down real quick. That way his axes don't hit us. You drop the spikes down, push this box forward, and come back over here. Put the spikes back up. You can climb up. And our first cape. There we go. Our defense is up to 5 now. Oh, okay. Our hearts are maxed out. Now these guys, you don't want to get hit by those little tears. They will poison you. Now, poison does not last forever. It's just a temporary thing, but regardless, it is annoying. And there are a couple more in here. Take care of them. Up here is another save point. No, I'm not going to stop just yet. We'll keep going up. And up here, oh, if I could land properly, there is another sub-weapon, the axe. Now, usually I would not be using this sub-weapon. I'm not a big fan of it at all. But for what we're about to do, it is very handy. Now, let's get in here. Now, when you see those doors, you know it's a boss fight. Let's see who we got. Swagra and Gaibon. And that's where those axes come in handy. And now he's gonna be mad. Yep, no problem. Now, I always want to sit still and wait for the boss to completely disintegrate like that, because you will get a health max up from it. Now you'll see on our map there is quite a bit in this room that we cannot explore just yet, just because we don't have the ability to fly or whatnot. We'll have to cover that later. Yeah, those guys are rather funny. Alright, let's take the elevator down. Now, whenever you step off of this, make sure you click that, because otherwise the elevator will go up or down, I believe. And you'll just be left stranded there. Alright, so we got some sunglasses. Not sure what use those are in a castle, but hey, it takes our defense up a point. Might as well toss them on. Oh, it did actually drop our intelligence down by 1, but hey, that's not important. We are here to smack enemies with swords. Our magic is not important. Ah, okay, so we have a cannon here. If you smack it, boom. And here we get the Basilard. It is a short little guy. But the beauty of this thing, you notice how short it is. You know, it doesn't have quite the range of the short sword, but the best part about this, it is just super quick. And here's where that little spot was in the beginning where you could go up. But we're gonna go back this way. We'll definitely be using this little guy for a little bit. That speed is quite nice. Oh yeah, that was just... he stood no chance. Couldn't even turn around in time. Here's our next save point, but I'm just going to go ahead and finish out the Alchemy Laboratory before I stop this. Oh, I think... wow, the cloth tunic. I think that is actually... that might be on their rare drop table. Oh, I do not want that. Now we're going to be changing it out soon anyways, but I just cannot stand that as a weapon. It basically throws a dagger at the ground, but then it bounces around the room and hits multiple enemies potentially. That there is another sub-weapon. I do not want that either. It just throws something on the ground that puts a status inhalement on the enemy, and again, just not a fan of it. But instead, we're going to go through here into the Marble Gallery. There's our holy water. This is going to be the one that I use for the majority of this game. I just like, I like how it, you know, stays on the ground for a minute, and any enemy that steps into it or that it lands on, it just does that continuous damage until it goes away. Jump on down. That little table there, he can be a nuisance. Now here's our next save point, but I'm going to backtrack real quick before I stop this, because there is a little small portion of the beginning that we need to finish. Now these green skeletons, their rare drop is actually a night shield. And I would not mind grabbing one, because it is quite nice to get. Now later on you get one regardless, but it'd be real cool having one this early on. And if I hit that one more time. And I believe these dolls drop a circlet as the rare drop, which helps with your intelligence boost. Again, we're not too concerned about that. Okay, here's where we're going to showcase what the holy water is useful for. This big fella. Throw your holy water on the ground, and it'll take care of it for you. Just constantly pings them. These guys are quite obnoxious. They throw these little boomerangs that hit you, and it does not feel good. It of course also does not feel good when you walk directly into the enemy like that. Lots of money in these candles. And interesting, oh, I do not want that again. Interesting enough, those candles up there will always spawn money. So hey, if you're desperate, and there you see how beautiful the basil art is. It just butchered that fella. Alright, so we wanted to come back through and hit this, that way we have a complete opening. And now you see we have enemies here. But we're going to jump diagonally and land on this little ledge. And if you time it just right, if you press your jump button right as you hit the edge of this, it is possible to jump across into that room. And I completely failed. I pressed it a hair too late, and it was after he already started dropping. So let's try that again. There we go. Okay. Get your heart max up, or no, I'm sorry, your health max up. Go back up, and come back the way we came from. Whoa, wow. Playing a game of ping pong with me. Alright, now let's go smack this guy from this side. Didn't even get to turn around. Now, if he would have been able to, he can put some damage on you. Money, money. That candle there, you know, that one always drops that bag of 250, but it is not worth it to constantly run back out of there and run back in to collect the money. There's going to be better ways later on. Yep, that holy water is just super helpful. But now, make our long climb back up. Now, if you do want to move around a little quicker, you can do his backdash, but we're not too concerned about it. I hit my noggin off the floor there. And there is a way, actually, if you do the backdash while pressing your shield button at the same time, it'll speed it up. But I'm not doing a speed run, I'm just doing a casual playthrough, so we don't need it just yet. But alright guys, here is our save point. I'm going to go ahead and end the video here and hope that the series from here on out is helpful to everybody. I appreciate you watching, and we will see you in the next one.